Hey, this is Joshua Preston with Samurai Sync, formerly Ninja Nexus. More on that later. Today we're doing some Automate training. High level 101, but it's pretty useful. It's a cool session. So before I go any further, let's dive in. So this session is going to cover four primary areas. What you can be doing with your RMM. We're maybe focused on Automate, but this is true with any RMM that you're using. We'll do a technical summary. This is more Automate focused. We'll go over Automate's components, and that again is Automate focused, and then how to connect Automate's components to form automation. So we'll begin diving into 201 content by the end. Now, as far as what you can be doing and should be doing with your RMM, stealthy support. Your remote access and monitoring tool is not just a bridge to Screen Connect or your other remote access tools. It's also there so that you can support the end user without interrupting them. You can make registry changes, you can edit files, you can send files to the device, you can edit configurations. There's a lot of different things you can do without interrupting the end user. Those things should be done instead of interrupting the end user so that they can continue to work. And so stealthy support is pretty important. Monitoring is another area of remote monitoring and management tools. One thing that's commonly done is it's noisy and or false positives are being generated by the monitors that are enabled. False positives and noise kill your team's motivation and how much they trust the product. It's human nature to ignore everything around something that was a false positive or that resembles a false positive that you received. You can't blame techs for that. All of them do it. So the goal is to dial in your RMM tool, Automate or otherwise, to only list critical and actionable items. And if there's going to be a false positive, make sure to mention that's a possibility and what to do when it occurs. That way your team won't shut down every ticket that's similar to it in the future. Next, remote monitoring and management tools are for automation. They should be used to automate things. These are just a few examples, but software deployment all the way up to PC configuration and complete PC setup, to BitLocker management, local account management and auditing, as well as a means of managing and reconciling your assets for billing or other purposes. Windows patch management, feature updates should be handled. How you're handling issues that occur with Windows updates. They're never going to be perfect regardless of what remote monitoring and management tool you use. And then reboot management. If something has an uptime of 45 days, you better be sure it doesn't have its most recent monthly security update. They almost always require reboots. And as it's a high-level overview of what you should be and can be doing with your RMM. Now, we'll be diving in more specifically to ConnectWise Automate's technical architecture, and here's a summary of it. And I even have a beautiful diagram I'll share with everyone. The technical components that make up Automate are the Automate server, the agents, the control server, Screen Connect in the middle, and then the control center software, the web client and the FAT client. Now, the purpose of each, the Automate server, that's the heart of the product. It includes a database, which stores all the information about your client endpoints that have agents installed, a web server, which communicates different things between the control center and the agents, and then an application component that processes things that are going on the server and sends commands to the endpoints, etc., the Automate agents themselves. The Automate agents is the software that gets deployed to your client's endpoints, their workstations, their servers, and their other equipment. That agent software, once it's installed, sends data to the database on your Automate server. That's how it collects a lot of information about them, including hardware information, event logs, services, what applications are installed, among other things. The control center at the bottom, this is the software and application you use to configure your automation policies, your patch policies, your scheduled scripts and automation, as well as to interact and support your clients via Screen Connect as well as the other stealthy support tools that are available. So, and there's a web client and a fat client. They, for the most part, have feature parity. Use the fat client to configure the Automate server. Automate agents can also be promoted to be Automate probe agents. Those kind of scan the network, do SNMP type things, and handle a bit more responsibility than a standard agent. But the ConnectWise control server, Screen Connect, that's remote access. And that's how you bounce around and move in. Those may be the applications that are installed, but as far as the components inside the product that you use to do different things within the product, from configuring automated scripts that run on a regular basis, to patch policies that determine when things patch, what patches are installed, and when updates are installed, to what monitors are enabled to determine how you're alerted if disk space becomes low or problematic. All of these require connecting different components within Automate, and I wanted to go over some of the components that exist. So inside Automate, they have custom fields called extra data fields. In the product, they're on a few different screens, from info, extra data field, to even under Ignite. So custom fields are where you configure options for your client. This client location is going to receive this particular antivirus product, or this particular client has this particular type of event log monitoring that isn't enabled elsewhere because of a line of business application. You might make custom fields to opt clients into different things based on their contracts, etc. So custom fields are used in that capacity. You can have a custom field attached to clients, to their locations, or even to the endpoints themselves. Searches are a core product of Automate that allows you to look through the data that's been collected on the Automate server from the Automate agents. Look at their hardware, look at their services, their service inventory, their processes, their operating system state, as well as custom fields, meaning custom data that's been collected, etc. So you can look at, hey, is this location supposed to have BitLocker, and is BitLocker currently on this machine, as an example, and find all machines that are supposed to have BitLocker turned on but don't. Join them automatically to the next area of Automate, which is a group. Groups are the heart of the product. They apply any and all automation, including what monitors are enabled, what patch policies are applied, how monitors are going to alert, what scripts are implemented, and how they're scheduled to run, as well as if there are any automated repairs that have been configured. So groups are the heart of the product. Monitors inside Automate, there's a few different types. There's internal monitors and remote monitors. They both essentially do the same thing. They monitor for problems on your client's endpoints. But internal monitors are running internal to your Automate server. They're running against your database directly. So they're looking at the last time data was collected, and we're not always looking at real-time data. Sometimes it can be a few hours up to even 24 hours behind. Alert templates are a collection of alert-style actions that you can perform when monitors are triggered, or you can call them as with scripts as well. But they can send emails, send text messages, open tickets, or run automation. Scripts and script schedules. Scripts are automation. You can have them do anything to your database, anything to your client endpoints, and they can even interact from or to other endpoints within the same environment. Schedules are something where you can have the same scripts run on a regular or routine basis against a specific subset of machines. Autofixes are scripts that automatically run as a result of a monitor detecting a problem with the intention of automatically repairing a problem. As an example, you detected that a service was stopped and it's supposed to be running. You ran a script that started the service, and when it's successful, it just logs that it successfully noticed a service was stopped, started it, and then closed the ticket automatically. With automation, you can have it track time and even determine which service board it goes to so it doesn't clutter your day-to-day work. The next one is a diagram that has the groups at the heart of the product. It's a heart icon, and it shows how you connect all of the components to form automation inside Automate. You'll notice that searches are the top of the diagram, and they're pointing at two sub boxes that say they are using client location, agent configurations, and settings. It means that a search might look for an agent's OS information, like, hey, is it a server operating system? Might use location settings as the location opted in to receive service. And it might use a client setting, or is the client supposed to be alerted 24 hours a day? That search would find all the machines and servers that meet those qualities, throw them automatically into a group, and that group could automatically apply monitoring that's necessary for those particular servers, that is appropriate alerting, that's using ticket categories that map to your ConnectWise service boards so that they land on the appropriate service board. So automation in Automate is architected as such. So that is the 101 training session I provide level 1 technicians in addition to navigating Automate